UFOs, ghosts, ancient civilizations, the supernatural. We may never know the truth about what's really going on, but it sure is fun to speculate.
This is Factor Theory Live with your host, Stephen Crawford.
We have breaking news of hospitals being overrun and temporary shelters filling up. But the reality is all too clear.
It is a collapse. The mainstream media failing to cover the story, failing to see the writing on the wall as anthrax outbreaks give way to an epidemic of flu and bacterial diseases. Now, if you see graffiti like this in your neighborhood, you can suspect your DNA is being targeted by a release of aluminum into the atmosphere through chemtrails. A systematic spreading of a substance that triggers a genetic response. Cases in New York, California, across the country. While right here in Washington, immunity to common germs is breaking down and flooding our city hospital.
Clearly a widespread failure of our immune systems.
Through gene tampering.
What you're calling alien DNA.
That's where I was mistaken. Alien DNA is what I have. And alien DNA is all that can save us.
But why is everyone sick?
What they have, what you have, what I have to presume the entire population has is something entirely different. It's in the germ line already. It's in sperm, it's in eggs, it's a virus within a virus that was put there through the smallpox vaccine. It's what these men are calling the Spartan virus.
Where are you getting this?
From a trusted friend who says that it's not too late to change it.
Too late to change it? I'm Steve. Same shit. Different day, or is it same day, different shit? No, everything's getting just messed up in my head today. A little while ago, I was scrolling through my contacts, and I decided to send a couple people messages. And Jordan Maxwell was one of them. And he called me saying, hey, I'm kind of bored right now. I got nothing booked for tonight. And can I be on? I was like, yeah, okay, well, it'll be for 7 p.m. for him on the West Coast for Pacific time. And he seems not to be there, but that's okay because I actually had a show planned for today. And he kind of threw me off by saying he wanted to be on. So what I want to do is play a clip from a show I did shortly after the man, Mr. Trump, got into office. Because I don't care, he can be, he could be corrupted because of all the Zionist ties and all that stuff. But I still think he's playing a long game because I can't see why would he want. I mean, he knows shit we don't, though, right? I mean, why would he want to leave that kind of legacy for himself and his family? But we're not in the know. So anyway, here's a clip called Facts Don't Lie.
Take us into the vortex.
Couldn't get away.
Live, I'm Steve Crawford. It's been about 6 months since I have done any shows whatsoever for Factor Theory Live or Conspiracy Factor Theory. I gotta be honest, I've been totally disillusioned. I gave up hope. I can see the end game, or at least I believe I can, and it's some scary shit, but I'm trying to climb out of that depression And in doing such, this show is going to be about UFOs, secret societies, and politics, because they are, whether you realize it or not, all tied together. This next clip is going to show you how far back it can go on this show Timeless. This is a clip from the show Timeless, and their Illuminati is called Rittenhouse. And it shows you how clearly and how easily and how long ago these kind of things could have been put into place. So just watch for yourself and let me know what you think later on in the comments.
Looks like you're doing a fine job. Nice, beautiful clock.
My father says that peasants are like the hands of a clock. Round and around they go.
What does that mean?
Because a peasant is no more capable of choosing his own path than the hands of a clock.
Who chooses the path for them?
Clockmaker, of course.
And are the members of Rittenhouse the clockmakers?
No one else can do it. Father says monarchies are too selfish and democracies are too chaotic.
So the members of Rittenhouse are not part of, any government?
Not necessarily. Control is all that matters. Usually it's best exercised from the shadows.
What about the people that want a voice and how they're controlled?
Peasants can't govern themselves any more than ants can rule the jungle. Most peasants want nothing more than the illusion of a voice. Father says that's what democracy's for.
Oh?
What you're describing sounds like tyranny disguised as democracy.
Father believes there's no other choice.
What do you believe, John?
No one's ever asked me that before.
Now, personally, I believe that all politicians are nuts. They're all corrupt. They have to be. That's the only way they're allowed any kind of office. They are either rape hounds or drug addicts or alcoholics or pedophiles, and that's how they are controlled by the higher-ups, by the big families who own everything. Now, we don't know what they call themselves, but all these people, especially the Democrats, have been losing their minds over Donald Trump. Why? Because he's not a puppet politician. He is rich himself already, and during the campaign, he was bringing up conspiracy-type things and saying he would have Hillary thrown in jail. Well, here's a clip to show you the extent that the liberal Democrats would go to just to try to get Trump out of office or to stop him at every curve.
So the number is now up to 16 House seats stolen by the Democrats. They also stole the Arizona Senate seat, and they're trying to steal the Florida seat right now. And they say, oh, that's just rhetoric. Oh, you can't prove it, even though we get proven right every time. How about the Undercover Project Veritas video where they catch Democrats admitting they deceive voters? They catch Democrats admitting that they'll allow you to vote illegally, or they even go and vote illegally. And they just had a new one. Here's the latest. Man goes undercover and votes illegally.
A strange man arrives in North Carolina at Mr. Romero's poll address and is offered his ballot to vote, despite the fact he said he had a Colombian passport.
William De Jesus Romero.
Is Romero your last name?
The name? William De Jesus Romero.
Okay. Put an X. Put an X in this box.
I get passport.
We don't need the passport, sir. All we need to do is to have you verify that you are who you say you are. We do not require an ID. We just require that you state your name and address.
I get passport?
No, we don't need it. We don't need it.
Passport Colombiano in El Coche.
Sign your name right there and you may vote.
He can't even sign his name. He's got a broken wrist.
Okay, you can't sign.
I feel better with passport.
So he just wants to show his passport. He has broken English.
If you get the passport, you
He's
may
being
do
totally
that,
ridiculous,
but we do
and they're
not
still getting
need
him to
it.
vote.
We simply need for you to make an X in this box, just like this.
Voy a tener passport colombiano.
Now he's speaking
Zbigniew Gorzkowski is also registered to vote in North Carolina. Here is a copy of his voter registration form. But we sent in another strange man who was also offered Mr. Gorzkowski's ballot to vote.
Zbigniew Gorzkowski? Gorzkowski. That's all right.
If you can sign it, it'll be okay.
Okay. I don't have my passport on me. I don't need it. I can still vote, sign. Okay, I would just feel more comfortable if I had passport. Okay. I'll go get my passport.
Yeah, just do
make
something.
an act?
Yeah, just do something.
That's all you need to do?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna get my ID.
No, I don't need your, I can't take your ID.
Really?
No, come here. Yeah.
You can help me?
Yeah.
You
Here.
can just draw it for me?
Here, put your hand on mine.
Sign and then
Yeah. Or, yeah,
I'll tell
sign
you what,
initial.
I'm not comfortable with that. I'm going to
Okay.
get my ID,
You're
bring
good.
that in here, we'll do that.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, well, I mean, we're going to keep fighting, but I mean, my God. We've caught the Democrats red-handed. I mean, they campaign illegally. They break campaign finance laws. They have illegals voting. They register illegal votes. They have dead people voting. I mean, again, do I have to spell this out for you? The Democrats stole the 116th Congress. They stole it. They did it right in front of your face. Do we even care? Are we just going to let them get away with it?
Here is just one more reminder about the whole Hillary thing that seemed to disappear, that should be still in everybody's mind and all over the news, and this woman should be in jail. Here's Trey Gowdy doing an amazing job at grilling the former FBI guy Comey, who, after saying listed all the things that Hillary did, said, yes, she did this, yes, she did that, but we are not prosecuting. We find no reasonable prosecutor would file charges, is what he said. So I believe that means he was threatened and or paid off, probably both. And he was right that all these people that were killed by the Clintons, just, check into the history for yourself. But here's a flashback for you.
Secretary Clinton said she never sent or received any classified information over her private email. Was that true?
Our investigation found that there was classified information sent.
So it was not true.
Right. That's what I said.
Okay. Well, I'm looking for a little shorter answer, so you and I are not here quite as long. Secretary Clinton said there was nothing marked classified on her emails, either sent or received. Was that true?
That's not true. There were a small number of portion markings on, I think, 3 of the documents.
Secretary Clinton said, I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email. There is no classified material. Was that true?
There was classified material emailed.
Secretary Clinton said she used just one device. Was that true?
She used multiple devices during the 4 years of her term as Secretary of State.
Secretary Clinton said all were.
Hello, this is Jordan Maxwell. Hello.
Hello, Jordan.
Yes.
Ah, there you are. Okay, everybody, this is Mr. Jordan Maxwell. He was a surprise guest that had some time for you up tonight. So, Jordan, how's it going, my friend?
Well, I'm still here, working along.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Buddy.
Anyway, are we doing a show tonight?
Yeah, we're live right now, actually, on the air.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
and where can we go from here?
This is going to sound kind of silly, but for those who aren't aware of you, we have a decent crowd going on TalkStream Live right now, too, and I believe iTunes as well. So for those who are unaware, for the younger generation, my kids may actually be listening, and they're in their late 20s and early 30s. Can you give the listening audience an idea of who you are, when you got started, and then I'd like to get into your very first paranormal experience.
Yeah, well, can you hear me very well?
Absolutely. I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Well, I got started back in 1959, which is 60 years ago. I began doing lectures and writing books and talking about the influence of secret societies and what they're doing behind the scenes that they're not telling anyone. And they're bringing them, and they wanted to bring America to be destroyed. They wanted to destroy the land of the free and the home of the brave. And so that's what they've been doing. And now they finally are making their final move to destroy this country. And I know that Trump is going to get the presidency again. But when he does, it's going to cause the Communist Party around the world, the communists and the Nazis. We never defeated the Nazis, ever. We defeated the German army, but not the Nazis. Because at the end of the Second World War, the German army surrendered, but the Nazis never surrendered. They didn't surrender to anybody.
That's true, yeah.
And so the Nazis are still in power, they're still in operation, and they're doing very, very, very well.
What do you think? Was it Himmler, the one who kind of disappeared? They say he committed suicide or something.
Yeah.
Wasn't he the one who set up Antarctica?
Well, he was one of the main ones. He was one of the main Nazis. He was second to Hitler, or third to Hitler. The second to Hitler was Martin Bormann.
Right.
And Bormann was probably went through the Second World War and ended up at the new headquarters for Nazism, which is Argentina. Argentina seems to be the place where the new Nazi headquarters operates today, as in Argentina.
Right.
Which
seems strange considering they're allegedly racist, right? And then they'll go down to a country full of brown-skinned people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite a story, actually, and most people have never heard this story or anything about it, and so it all sounds crazy to them. But it's not crazy to historians, people who do their researching. It's not crazy at all.
Okay. So now, okay, that's right. I had heard you talking with, I'm blanking on his first name, but his last name is Ryan. Is it Bill Ryan? Bunch of Project Camelot, that stuff. You had got into some of the stories of things that had happened to you when I believe you were living in Las Vegas. Could you because I love those stories. I've heard them before, but I'd like to hear them again from your mouth right now. Is there any way you can get into some of the very first paranormal, whether it was ghost or UFO, please?
Yeah, well, I have always, even as a small child, been able to interface with spirits and extraterrestrial life forms, otherworld life forms. I didn't want that. It just happened to me. I didn't choose to do that. They chose to talk to me. But I have had many occasions where I have been able to interface with extraterrestrial and other life forms not of this earth. And so that was one thing that started me on my course that I took. And since then I have continued to be guided by other world intelligences. And I'm interested in the world I live in. And I'm smart enough to know that there is another world going on besides the one I live in. There's another one happening on the earth that's right in front of your face, but you don't see it because you've never been told about it.
Right.
Most people don't see something until you point it out and show them. Then they can see it. Mm-hmm. But if you're on the cutting edge and, like the old saying, if you're not the lead dog, for you the scene never changes. The lead dog is always seeing things up front, up ahead of everyone. But all the other dogs are just following the lead dog. So I've been looking at the other world intelligences and what's going on in the world and where we're going as a human family and who we are. All of that stuff I've been talking about for 60 years. And it's finally come to where now all over the world people are talking about the world we live in, all the strange things that are happening, and especially the destruction of the United States of America. That's what's happening right now. We are in the process of being destroyed. We're told to just wear a mask, go home, and shut up, and we hope you die. And so we all, because we're all useful idiots, we just do what we're told to do. Americans used to be indivisible, and they used to be a powerful people. But today we're just a bunch of slaves. We just do what we're told. When they tell us, you wear a mask, we didn't ask you, we told you. You wear a mask, and you go home, and you shut up, and you don't ask any questions. So that's what we do. We just go home and wear our mask and don't ask any questions. And you stay at home, and you don't go to work, and you don't pay your bills. Eventually, we're going to have to be broke. And when we're broke, that's going to cause a chaos you don't want to know about. It's going to cause
a revolution. It's not just America. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. But America's going to go first.
I'm living in, they just passed a bylaw, and they're trying to make it a law now. That even just going, I live in a 3-story building, so they want me to wear a mask leaving my apartment.
Yep, I know.
The first floor. It's like, give me a break. It's getting really, really ridiculous. I don't understand how they cannot see this is the same thing that was here last year and the year before and the year before. If anything, we're having more deaths from suicide than anything else. And
I know.
Domestic abuse, those things are going up. Everything else is going down.
Well, have you by chance been able to watch my lecture I did about 3 months ago in Laughlin, Nevada?
No.
It's on the web. It's called Jordan Maxwell, Order Out of Chaos.
Okay.
Order Out of Chaos.
And that's available at JordanMaxwellShow.com?
Yeah, I don't know if it's on there or not, but it's on the web on YouTube. And go on the YouTube and type in Jordan Maxwell, Order Out of Chaos, and watch the entire presentation I did in Laughlin, Nevada. I've got the pictures and the documents to show precisely what's going on in America and where we're going and what's happening to us. And so that's the best I can do for you today is just tell you to go watch the whole video. Jordan Maxwell, Order Out of Chaos in Laughlin,
writing
Nevada.
It down right now.
Did you find it?
I just jotted it down so that I'm not very good at multitasking when it comes to computers. I've just taught myself the computer really over the last 4 years.
Well, keep in mind that the last half of the lecture is the most important. The first half is not that important, but the last half is very important. So watch it to the total end. Watch this video to the end. Watch it all.
There are so many people out there that don't really do that. They'll watch the first half and not the second half. And so many shows really start get going in the second half.
And that's why everything is in the second half. But I had to lay the foundation in the first half. I had to lay the foundation for what I'm talking about and show you where it comes from. Then I tell you what's going on now today in America. And you can see it all right in front of you with the documents and the pictures. But you have to watch the whole thing. And most people don't have the attention span to watch something for an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yeah, and I happen to be one of those from time to time, and it's not really an insult. It's by design. They don't want us to focus on these things because if we
that is precisely right. They do not want you to read and study and think at all. They just want you to wear your mask, go home, and shut up.
Yeah,
and we hope
TikTok, like 30-second videos. That's what they want. They're just quick in your face and gone. No explanations.
Yeah, nothing of any intelligence. Go watch Bugs Bunny and Pee-wee's Playhouse and all the comedy and all the silly comedy shows. and then go watch your ball games and your football games and drink your beer and shut up and wear your mask and go home and die. That's it. Just go home and lay down and die. But we've had enough of all, because your masters who own you have had enough of this bull that we talk about, this BS that we talk about, freedom and liberty and justice for all. Your masters have had enough of that nonsense. They don't care about no freedom and liberty and justice for all. They want you dead. They want you wearing a mask to go home and die. And so that's what we're doing, because we have learned how to do what we're told to do. That's what America was all about. Used to be Americans were free, and they were brave and free. This is the land of the free and the land of the brave. But today we're not brave or free. We're just a bunch of animals told to do what we're told to do, and we go and do it, and we do whatever we're told to do. Because that's the America today. We're just a bunch of yellow cowards. We go home and we just do what we're told to do. Why? Because we don't think. People don't think, they don't realize, they don't want to know. They just they want daddy to tell them what to do. And so that's what we're doing. It's an incredible story of betrayal. How many times we've been betrayed.
Sounds like you got a poltergeist going on over there.
Yeah, you're right. That's exactly what it is, too. That's exactly what we got. But that's all right, because most people don't know what a poltergeist is.
People have been listening to this station.
Yep. Anyway, this nonsense we call the election is getting ready to go pretty soon. All the election is not a Democratic Party. It's a corporation democracy. It's not a regular democracy. What we live in America is called a corporate democracy. Meaning our corporation, we're all members of a corporation, we're working for the same company. It's not the United States of America, it's a company. It's called the United States. It's a corporation, and therefore it is not a republic, it's a company. And therefore, as a company, all the employees are told that they can vote for who they want to run the company. And so they let us go out and vote, and that's what they call the poll. A poll is to find out which one of these idiots and goofballs you want to own you and control you. So therefore, you go out and vote for the one you like. Therefore, when he turns out to be a Soviet communist or a Nazi or a mentally deranged moron, well, you're the one that voted for him. You wanted him, so that's what you get. Because you didn't know, you're not voting for the man. You're going to get what they put up there. That's why we like to brag about we can elect our leaders, but you cannot select your leader. You can elect, but you cannot select. And that's what's happening today. We are electing the people who are put into positions to run us. And keep in mind, all of the people that are being put into position to run already work for the people who own our government. And don't make any mistake, our government is owned. We have owners who have bought you. They bought your body, they bought your life. And your body is a security on the New York Stock Exchange. That's why you are a security for the New York Stock Exchange. It's really an incredible story that virtually no one has ever heard, and therefore it's too late for anyone to do anything about it because it's been going on for too long, and all the American people just love to crawl on their knees. We used to be revolutionaries. We used to be radical and revolutionaries. We're not anymore. We're all just a bunch of useful idiots, and we crawl on our knees to our masters and do what they tell us to do, and they won't hurt us if we do what they tell us to do. So we're slaves. That's all we are, and that's all we've been for a long time. All of this started back in the 1870s. 1868 to 1869 to 1870. That 2-year period between 1868 and 1870 is when we lost our country. It's an incredible story, but it's about time people learn what is really going on in America. And pretty soon they're going to make sure that most of America is going to have to die. There's no doubt in my mind about that. And you read the articles in the federal laws, they're going to have to get rid of most of us because there's too many people. Too many people want fresh water and good food. They want to buy new cars. They want to live in nice homes. They want to eat well. They want to make a lot of money. That's just normal humans. Well, there's 7.5 billion people on the earth that want fresh water. We don't have enough water for fresh water for 7 billion people. We don't have enough money for 7 billion people to live live well with their own home and their own cars and do what they want to do. We don't have that kind of resources. So the best thing to do is get rid of the 7.5 billion people. Get rid of them. Let them die. So put on your mask and shut up and go home.
Oh, we can't have them all be rich and equal like us.
No.
We'll just kill them and put them out of their misery.
That's right, because they're going to be in misery anyway when they find out there is no more fresh water and there's no more food. So they're going to be flipping out and going crazy when they find out the end has come. So let's just get rid of them now and get it over with. So that's where we are now.
I have a question from one of the hosts here, Mr. Rowe. He was curious, and this is just a joke. It's just because of the noise that we're hearing in the background. He was saying, did Jordan say where he was? My guess is in the back room of a Chinese restaurant. You've got to ask him.
Say that again.
Mr. Rowe, another host here, would like to know where you were. He said his guess was the back room of a Chinese restaurant, just because of the noise that's going on in the background behind you.
Yeah. No, I'm in someone else's home right now. I'm not home.
Okay, yeah. See, he's visiting people right now.
Yeah.
So that's what's up with that. For anyone listening, yeah. And anybody listening on TalkStream and iTunes, go to revolution.radio. Make sure you tune into Chatsy and you can join the chat room. You can go there and do donations. You can go to the store to get some swag. You can scroll down to become a patron. And we are here with Jordan Maxwell right now and Mr. Rowe and several others in the chat room. We got 29 people in there. And make sure you all also go to JordanMaxwellShow.com. Any other site?
Make sure that you say Jordan Maxwell Show. It's very important because there are other websites on the web with my name. There's people who are using my name to make themselves money.
Well, this one came up quick in the search engine. So you weren't buried, so that was good.
Yeah, well, mine is JordanMaxwellShow.com. Nothing else works but JordanMaxwellShow.com.
Let's see him.
And when you go to my JordanMaxwellShow.com, you will see an advertisement that says, join the research website. I have a research website you can join, and I give you all the documents and pictures and audios and videos and all the research material I've been doing over the years. It's all there for you to look at yourself. You read it yourself and see the pictures, then you tell me what's happening. It's all right there on my JordanMaxwellShow.com.
Hang on a second here. I'm going to play a little clip off. This is a clip off of the site.
Hello, folks. This is Jordan Maxwell. I've been gone for some time. A lot of people have been asking, when I'm going to get back to doing radio. Well, I've been fighting for my life.
I want to take a quick break.
And
against people who have been my name and my money and website and my work, my product. So I've been, I've been heavily involved in trying to stay alive and to get my life back. But it would appear that things are beginning to turn for the better for me. And so I live with the hope that these people who have my life for the past 5 years and everything I own will go to. That's what I keep hoping and praying that one day.
Actually, I pray for that too. I'm going to scroll down here and click this one. This looks interesting.
Okay, Jordan, we're back. And for all the people who were highly puzzled by a man of your obvious intellect and stature and scholarship, why would you be talking about something called astrology?
Well,
because astrology.
First of all, let me say that the reason why I haven't been doing radio, for some time now, is I am under attack 24/7. I'm being attacked by these people that's on my website. On the homepage of my website, there's a red box there that's telling you that I'm having problems in court. Click on that box and go and read the whole page. Read it. Read what the courts are saying, what the lawyers are saying. I've been under attack. I cannot do anything that I'm not, attacked by these people. I can't do any radio because they call the radio station, they call the host of the show and threaten to sue them if I go on. I've been asked to speak at conferences, and these dolezals find out that I might be speaking at a conference. They will go and call the conference and email them and say they're going to sue the conference for having me on because I can't speak in public because they own my name, they own my money, they own my website, they own my product, they own everything. They own me. They own everything.
And it's frustrating when I see that kind of stuff happening to people. I've had people rip off my stuff, but obviously not to the extent of what's going on with you. And it makes it really hard to try to focus, have any kind of hope, and move on and get new information out there, because this is always digging at you, because you realize I would be making a decent living right now were it not for some dickhead who decided to screw me over. It's just like, why,
Yep, I know all about it.
For me, it was, go ahead.
Like I said, I have a research website connected to my home website. My home website is Jordan Maxwell Show. Go on jordanmaxwellshow.com. .com, Jordan Maxwell Show, and you will see an advertisement for Jordan Maxwell Research website. Join that research. You have to join it. It's not for free. It's only one-time contribution, small, very small contribution, one time for a lifetime subscription.
Very good.
And so I don't want to gouge anyone, but I have to pay my webmaster. And I don't have any
stuff here too. And for those who donate with crypto and bitcoins, he accepts those as well. So that's pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah. If I get donations, that helps me to stay alive.
Hi, I'm Dr. Amy Killen. I have my own medical practice.
After 60 years of giving my life to my work and to the world for free, I now find myself without a home, without money, without anything, and I have nothing. And I'm looking for help, and joining my research helps me. So I just do what I can to stay alive and do what I've always done, and that is to try and help my fellow man wake up. That's all I can do.
Right. Well, hopefully a lot more people will start going to the site, because I'm on there right now, and it looks and help.
And maybe you could put that on your website so people can just click on it and go to my website.
Yeah, I have to start up my own website, but I can talk to the guys at Revolution Radio to see if they'd be willing to do that.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I don't see why not. Even if they have to, they usually charge $20 a month to advertise on the site, but I may be able to have that taken care of. And that would be, great. So everybody would be able to go to jordanmaxwellshow.com. And there's all kinds of ways to. There's DVDs. There's all kinds of shows here. There's the Research Society website, and for a small one-time donation, you get access to all this stuff, any updates, and
I am continually updating my research website. My research website materials are being put on the new materials every week, but my webmaster can only do so much per day, and he's taking care of all my business for me because I'm at an age where I can't do much of anything. I'm at 80 years old and I can't do very much at all, so I have a webmaster who's taking care of all my business for me and handling my website, and so there's only so much he can do in an 8-hour day. And so I'm doing as much as I can, putting as much as I can on the research website. But I have so much, there's so much already on there that most people have never heard of before. So you have to go on my home website, jordanmaxwellshow.com, and then click on the research website and join it. And then you will see all the materials I've been talking about for years. It's all there.
Also follow you on Facebook. Right?
Yeah.
Email list.
Anyway, what else can we talk about?
Let's see what I had on for my list. Actually, I would like if you could tell your. There was a story you had gotten into. There was an alien being that had come through the wall. I believe that was when you were at a hotel. You and some two friends had a sighting and were followed by a UFO.
Yeah, but what? Say that again, so I can remember, because I don't recall what you're talking about.
There was a story, I believe it was you and a gentleman and a woman friend of yours who went out to see a UFO, to see if you could see a UFO.
Yeah,
and
that was up at Area 51.
Right, yes.
You've heard of Area 51?
Oh, yes.
Okay, well, you know what the 51 stands for? Because there is no Area 50 and there's no Area 52. But there is an Area 51. Say it again.
What does it stand for?
51 is 5-1. 5 is April. April 1st. No, I'm sorry. 5 is May. May 1 is May Day. It's a great communist day for the world revolution is May Day. And in the military, May Day means trouble. And so therefore 51 is May 1st or May Day. Area 51 is a operation being run in America to produce incredible technology for the destruction of our country and our people and our whole way of life. And the people who are working at Area 51 know that. And they have told me what's going on out there. And so just keep in mind, 51 is May 1st. May 1st is called May Day. And when you get a May Day signal and you're in the military, May Day means you're in trouble and you need help. Well, we are, as America, in trouble and we need help. And that's why it's called May 1st, May Day. And May is 5-1. So Area 51 is a May Day. It's an incredible story that I'm trying to decipher all this information. It's hard to do with word pictures. You need to see it with your own eyes and read it yourself. And I've got all that on my research website. that you can go on my website and read it all and see it all, and then you will understand what I'm talking about. So that's it. You will see the advertisement, join the research website, click on it and join. And then you will see all the pictures and the audios and videos and articles and printed literature and the text and all the laws and all the strange things that most people have never seen before. It's all there on my Jordan Maxwell Show.com.
Okay, I think I found something here that I found interesting. You had done, there was a video up, and it was how you were talking about how nuns were the original prostitutes.
Say that again. Say that again.
How nuns, Catholic nuns, were originally prostitutes?
Yeah, the nuns, N-U-N-N, nuns, in Latin is a fish. And Jesus is called the great fisherman, so therefore the women who follow him are nuns. They're all a bunch of fish. That's what they're called, nuns. A nun is a fish in Latin. I mean in Hebrew, I'm sure it's in Hebrew.
Sorry about that. I was just checking in with the chat. Have you had any? Somebody had mentioned there was the thing that you think is going to happen, the big thing that's coming. Now, that is supposed to be very shortly, correct?
Yeah, I talked about October and November. Mm-hmm. And I think it's all being prepared in October, and it's going to break loose in November.
I'm thinking around, I'm feeling, well, I mean, most people are feeling it's going to be something big around the election, especially.
Yeah,
like there's going to be some major riots happening if Trump wins.
Yep, because the Communist Party wants to destroy America. Yeah. And if you keep in mind that all the communist countries that were founded after the Soviet Union, and the Soviet Union was called the USSR, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. Union of Soviet Socialists. That's why we have Facebook and all the other social networks, because it's socialism. The government and the World Revolutionary Conspiracy wants to get everybody's picture and everybody's location, where they live and what their phone number is and how to contact them, and get their picture and find out who their friends are and what they believe and what they're thinking and what they're doing and buying. And then you find out everything about that person. So when you're ready to throw them into prison, you'll know exactly where they are, exactly what they look like, and you can go out and arrest the people and throw them into prison. That's what your Facebook and your social networks is all about, the socialism. The socialism.
Even tells them who you're hanging out with, what vehicles they're driving that you may be in.
That's exactly correct. What vehicles they're driving and what vehicles are being used and where they park their car and what they eat and where they go and what they're reading. And they got your picture and the picture of your friends, and they got your address and phone number, and they know exactly where you are. So when the government decides to arrest you and throw you into a concentration camp, they know exactly where you are and what you look like. And you going along with them, you're doing everything they tell you to do. Go home. We hope you die. Go home, put a mask on, and don't go to work, and try and figure out how you're going to pay your bills if you don't go to work. And keep your mask on. My God, make sure your mask is on 24/7, because that's what the World Communist Party wants, you to wear your mask and crawl on your knees like an animal. And America...
They want to get everybody on the government tit. They want to get everybody on the government tit, not working. You know, just go, yeah, here, take the money we give you, and then everybody gets used to that, and then they cut it off. And
that's right.
We'll end up in the FEMA camps.
And now what are you going to do? And so, therefore, that's what's going on right now. And we don't know anything about it because we don't read, we don't study, we don't care to know. We're just watching basketball and football and baseball and tennis ball and
TikTok
all the soccer ball and all the other ball games, bowling ball, golf ball, tennis ball, all the games we play are with a ball. And so therefore, ball games are always very important to animals. You take a ball and throw it out in the yard, and the dogs will play with it all day. The cats will play with the ball. Animals love to play with the ball. And so that's what we are, nothing more than animals. So therefore, we will live our life around a ball game. Yeah. They want you to live your whole life watching a ball game and drinking your beer and wear your mask and shut up, and we hope you die. And that's where we are today. It's incredible what America has become. What become of the land of the free and the home of the brave. Well, we're not free or brave. We're nothing more than slaves.
Yeah.
And they're going to make sure you...
Because I think it's funny. I'm laughing to keep myself from crying.
Yeah, because you need to go home and wear your mask and shut up. Don't go to work and stay home, and we hope you die. That's the name of the tune today. So watch what's coming. Watch November. I said October and November. I'm thinking October was the great wind-up, and November will be the big hit. So maybe it will be after October will come the terrible catastrophe.
I'm rooting for alien invasion
the World
myself.
Revolutionary Movement wants to overthrow America.
I'm rooting for alien invasion.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't surprise me either. That would not surprise me at all.
If I got to go out, I'd like to know for sure that they're real and see some tech before I go.
Yeah, well, we'll see what's going to happen. Whatever it is, it's coming. It's on its way. And there's nothing we as Americans can do about it because we are no longer considered to be Americans. We are U.S. citizens, not Americans. Americans, well, land of the free and the home of the brave. We're not free or brave. We're just a bunch of cowards that go along to get along and do whatever we're told to do and make sure everybody's in consistency, everybody is in line, and you wear your mask and keep your mouth shut and stay 6 foot apart from any other human and go home, and we hope you die.
Yeah, and the people that do fight back, they're considered racist.
That's right.
If you fight back, if you try to say F you, they're like, oh, well, you're just a racist, aren't you? And they'll even say it to black. I've seen videos of white girls telling a black woman she's being racist. It's like, what? Being racist against black. She goes, excuse me, you're a little white girl. You have no business telling. My experience in black America is being black for 30 years. That's it was priceless the way they have these white girls explaining to black people how they're being racist.
Yeah. I just think it's all incredible what's happening to America, because nobody is ever going to be able to explain how America, the most powerful nation in the world, like the Roman Empire, fell. And that's what we're doing. We're in the process of falling right now. We've fallen for all the lies. We've fallen for the new laws. We've fallen for everything. We've lost our country. We've lost our civilization. We've lost our jobs. The only thing left is to lose your mind. So now you can go home and wear your mask, and we hope you kill yourself.
Yeah,
or we hope you die.
Part, right? They've got us going to that so that we're at the part where we're supposed to lose our mind. And the people like me and you that do think are supposed to just give up, say screw it, be black-pilled, and commit suicide. We're getting towards the top of the hour. Jordan, I'm going to let you go for now. What I want to do is I want to have you on once a month. Whenever you're available, at least once a month, reach out to me. I'll have you on. And everybody listening, make sure you go to jordanmaxwellshow.com and scroll down, join his groups on there. You can donate Bitcoin and crypto, all of that. Jordan, you were great, and I'll be in touch in the next 24 hours with you.
Yes, and email me on whatever you want to do, and always put your telephone number in so I can call you.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I'd be happy to do whatever you want to do. So Give me an email and I'll get back to you. Thank you again for having me on.
No problem. This is Jordan Maxwell, everybody. I'm Steve Crawford. I'm going to play a quick song, and we'll be back after the break.
What can all we have to do? I never thought I'd meet a girl like you. Meet a girl like you. Couldn't get away.